Boys, morning. I just woke up around 30 minutes ago, and it is currently 7 a.m. And I noticed I didn't do a video for last week, so I'm late. Sorry for that. But mainly, I just didn't have nothing to yap about. I probably did at the time, but I just wasn't thinking of it. It was very normal, unimpactful, uneventful. Other than some work and hanging out with the boys. But I woke up with a crazy dream. I want to talk about that. Well, obviously, I do D&D, which is a tabletop game, right? Bit of nerdy, but I got into it because, it's fun and you hang out with people, and it's basically just gambling with dice, and you have a lot of fun. But my dream was about the campaign I was running, and I was like, okay. And currently, right now, there's like a bunch of them. There's just two players, right? There's two players. My boys are doing one. He's a big cow, and the other one's he's a galaxy gas. He's a cat. The jokes aside, they're pretty funny. I got a paladin and a wizard. And they're basically having their own mercenary band run. And so they're currently traveling right now to a couple cities and to a different one. They're getting attacked here and there sometimes because the world's very new, I would say, of civilization. So it's a lot of feral beasts out there that haven't been extinct yet. But yeah, it was pretty crazy because I saw it like explicitly of players using Mold Earth, right, which is my favorite cantrip. It's my favorite. I can't get enough of it. Oh, difficult terrain? Mold Earth. You can't reach something? Mold Earth. Oh, there's traps in a tunnel? I'm making another tunnel beside it. I am not going down this staircase for 400 feet in the earth. I'm using Mold Earth and becoming a mole man. I'm going to be like the Incredibles, after like goes with the Incredibles 1 movie, where he's like, the mole man. That's me. I'm the mole man. I'm just digging. I'm digging in it, But, or I saw where they reached the cities, and it was really cool. And dreams don't really happen that often for me to remember. It's either one, it's like not a dream, it's like a vision, they come to life, or two, I had too much sugar before I went to bed, so it's something I've recently thought about. Obviously, I had I stole my sister's like cheesecakes, and bro, I asked, of course, right? If not, she just put a brick on my head when I'm sleeping. But it was crazy. I didn't know that dreams could be so crazy. Because there's once they're talking, right, and it was like not only that, it also showed like it was like a weird Monty Python comedy skit too, like or it was of like these people that were they were mercenaries. There's also like one was a secret king and a prince traveling to their new kingdom, and I was like, what? And like the night before, the kid was like he was known to nobody, but then he comes out to the king. He's like, I am your son from this mother, this so and so, and then the son's like, yes, that is my son, you shall travel with us. And I was like, what? It's like I was spectating. I was on spectator mode, right? I went to creative and I started watching the whole game play itself for me, and I'm like, what's going on here? And then afterwards, after like they met up each other and they continue on their journey, of course the players had fights, people like died, and but there was a schism between the groups, right, where there's some other guy who didn't like the succession of the king, and basically there was like a little infighting, and like some other guys were whooping each other. It was like somewhat like Arabic aesthetic too, and I was like, okay, when do we get to the desert? We were just in the plains, and now we're in the desert? Where are we? I'm trying to figure out, where are we? It was crazy to me. I was like, okay, that's whatever. But yeah, so I still got sleepy in my eye. Um, but I'm like, where are we? And then it got to a point where they started arguing, and they were trying to tell who's the liar, right? And then the group comes up. They'd be like, "Oh, that'd be crazy if I just cast a spell called Zone of Truth that makes sure no lies could be spoken." And it was a slap cut of the guy who's the insurgent who's trying to usurp the throne from the young prince and the old king, and he's like, "Wait, what? You guys got that? You guys got Zone of yeah, yeah, yeah." And they're like, "Yeah, ask the question again." And it exposes all lies. And he's like, "Oh, I wasn't." He like deferred the question. He didn't like directly answer it, like most politicians these days. But he deflected the answer, and then it snap cut into him being chained up, which is the funniest thing. It slap cut to him, because the dad and the prince, like, they both, their heads looked at each other slowly, and I was like, they're like, really, really, hey, we got you now, we got you, all right. But it was pretty funny. It was really funny. I was like, I'm laughing in my dream. And then after that, they went to imprison the usurper, right? And it's like the Monty Python like slapstick comedy when there's like danger or trouble and like screaming and everything. And they basically had him tied up and they're dunking him in water to, I guess, drown him. I don't. And then there's like other, like, obviously other prisoners there trying to drag him down too. Whenever he gets dropped into the water, some like sharks eat the other ones, but he escapes. He crawls out of the sewer, the trenches of where they were, because it's like a coastal fort down where he was being executed from. And then he escaped, and then he's crawling through the underbellies of the castle. There's a pig pen under there, and then he's trying to sneak past, but he critically fails trying to sneak past, breaks on old stone and flooring, and falls through. And as the most incredible thing, he falls through, flips 3 times, and then he hits a wooden beam on the center of his back. Obviously, of course, he died, but it looked like it was an old CG back from like old Western movies. Whenever something happens, it was very exaggerated, because they're not actually gonna do that to somebody. They're not gonna accidentally kill somebody on a set. But he's like, "Oh!" And then he looks down to the ground, and it looks like someone signaled him, so he would fall backwards. And it looked like he slid off into a pocket chute of where like a soft bed would be. It was very funny. And then it got to a part where they continue traveling, and that's what I talked about earlier, like the Mold Earth scenario, right? Where the party came across, after continue traveling. They haven't reached their destination yet, but they passed a swamp area, and there was a flooding, so obviously they couldn't continue on. But there was a gator in the water, and one of the players spotted it, stomped on the gator, and one got away. Well, a mercenary band ahead of him, one guy got snatched, right? He got eaten, right? And it was funny too, because I gave them specific names, but in my dream I could actually recall their names. I was like, why am I saying them name by name? Why am I calling them out by name? I was like, what is this here? It was like it's a mercenary band of the Jordan, some old Western dude who named after his old friend, but because they have a whole story, right? But it was so funny and crazy, because that's when my wizard used the Mold Earth and just remove the difficult terrain, right? It was awesome, right? Best cantrip. I will never go back on it. That's my baby. If I can't use it, the DM's rigged. He hates me. I'm never going back to that table again. Jokes aside, Yeah, yeah, and I think that's where I woke up because it was so ridiculous, right? Because they walked back to a place. They made a bath. I was like, what? So what he did was like he made like a small like gate where water can get through, right? And like a in session where it was like a like stepstone in session where water could get through, and he was pouring out the water, and then he did other one where it cleans the water, and then he made another one, and they started bathing. And the worst part about it, I saw one of my work friends there, and I was like, why is he here? He's the kind of guy who would do that, but why is he here? Like, I'm trying to sleep, and I open one eye, and it's all crusted, and I'm like, the sun's out, it's early in the morning, and I'm just bewildered. I'm just bewildered, and that was my dream. Chaotic, crazy, funny, and honestly, I wish to relive it again. It was pretty good. I'm usually superstitious about my dreams because, hey man, they don't happen often, but when they do, it's like, hey, something in the real world's about to happen. I gotta remember. But this right here, I definitely know it's not gonna happen because one, some crazy stuff gotta happen for us to go back to the Middle Ages, and two, my boys aren't looking like a fart cloud and a giant cow. It was pretty funny. Anyway, thanks for listening to my Yap Sesh. It was pretty sweet. I'll actually have a gaming video out by the end of this week. At the end of this week, I'm gonna stop moping around and just do it. Right, actually commit to this thing. Thank you guys for listening, watching. If you made it this far, you guys are the ghosts. Make sure you like. If you want, you can comment. You don't have to. Especially if we're watching on a TV. Like most of the times I see people watching on TV. Hey man, I do the same thing. I pop open, like instead of watching a movie now that I'm not gonna like, I watch a personality or a gaming channel that I have a lot of interest in. So you don't have to leave a comment, but you can subscribe if you want to see more. Yeah. And I'll catch you all later. All right. Have a good one. Peace.